Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sheila. Today we are going to be learning how to make the inverted pineapple bralette. This is the top that matches perfectly well with the skirt that we did last week. And for this tutorial you're going to need a few things. You'll need the same exact yarn as you used for the skirt, and for my case that was Alize cotton gold. And then I'll need a pair of scissors, a 4mm crochet hook, as well as a 2.75mm crochet hook. And this tutorial, I must say, is a bit advanced, but if you follow the instructions, a beginner can also achieve this same exact look. And I'm going to be taking you through each and every step of making this bralette. So let's get into the tutorial. So for this tutorial you'll need the same exact yarn as used for the skirt, don't forget. We're going to be starting off with the bra cups. So for the bra cups you're going to chain up 16, so I usually tell you to make a chain of the strands from your nipple down to the base of your breast. That's what I usually tell you to do for your bra cups. For this case, I think 16 would be good for a small to medium, 18 for large, and 20 for extra large. So after your 16 chains, you're going to chain up 3 more and place your double crochet in the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th you're going to place a double crochet. So you're going to go all the way down to the end of the chain with double crochets. So you're going to place 1 double crochet in each and every chain all the way down. That's what you should have. And now for the very last chain you've placed your 1 double crochet there, and you're going to place 2 more double crochets in that very last chain. So that will be a total of 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 more double crochets in that same exact chain. That's what you should have. And now we're going to the back of the chain, and I'm going to be working while hiding this end. So go into each and every chain with a double crochet. So here we are coming to the end of our row, and I'm placing my very last double crochet in that very last stitch. So this is what you should have. And now we are going to row 2, and that's the row that we are going to keep repeating until we get the full coverage for our bust. So chain up 3, turn your work, and double crochet in the second double crochet, because the chain 3 is attached to the very first stitch. So we go into the second stitch with a double crochet, and then double crochet all the way back up until we reach the chain 2 space. So when you reach the chain 2 space, we're going to place 2 double crochets. This is 1, and then the second one, and then chain up 2 and 2 more double crochets in that chain 2 space. And then we're going to go to the next stitch with a double crochet, and double crochet your way all the way down. So that's the row that we are going to keep repeating until the end, until you have the full coverage for your bust area. So we've come to the end of our second row, and don't forget to place a stitch in the very last stitch here, so that we have a flat base of our bra cup. So we're going to go ahead and repeat row 2. Remember, chain 3, turn, and keep working double crochet until you reach the chain 2 space. When you reach the chain 2 space, place 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets, and continue to work 1 double crochet in each. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll be letting you know how many rows I did for me, and then we shall pick it up from there. Okay, so I personally needed about 7 rows of the bra cups, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So 7 rows were enough. This is for a size small, and for a medium I would recommend around 8 rows. Then large, maybe 9 to 10 rows, but it all really depends on your body type and what suits you best. So you're going to go ahead and do the same exact thing and create 2 bra cups which are identical, and then we shall move on to the top part of the top, which is the tricky one. So put this aside and let's begin on the upper part. Okay, so for the top part of our bralette, we are going to switch to our 4mm crochet hook, which is the same hook that we were using for the skirt. You're going to start off with a slip knot. This doesn't matter what size you're making. This is going to be uniform to every size. So you're going to chain up 19, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 and 19. This is what you should have. And now we are going to go into the fourth chain from the hook, so count off 1 2 3, and into the fourth you're going to place your double crochet and place 1 double crochet all the way across. So 1 double crochet in each and every chain. So here we are. We have a total of 19 let me see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So it's a total of 17 double crochets, including the chain 3 here at the beginning. So you're going to chain up 3, turn your work, skip 2 stitches, and in that space after the 2 stitches you're going to place a shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets in that same space, chain 1, skip 2 stitches, and in the next stitch you're going to place a double crochet. Then you're going to place a total of 9 double crochets. So these are 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. Then you're going to skip 2 stitches, and in that gap after the 2 stitches you're going to place a shell, after you chain 1, and then place a shell after 2 stitches. So 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. Like that. And now you're going to go into the very last stitch on top of that chain 3 and place your last double crochet. So this is what we should have. We're working from the top part to the bottom. So chain up 3, turn your work, place a shell in this shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets, chain up 1, place a double crochet in this very first double crochet of the 9 double crochets there, chain 1, and then place a double crochet in the next. So that's the repeat: chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, 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 chain 1, double crochet. So we're doing that for all the 9 stitches in between, all the 9 double crochets in between. So that's what you should have. And then you're going to chain up 1 and place a shell in this shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 more double crochets. After this, you're going to go into the top of the chain 3 and place a double crochet there. That's what you should have. And then for the next row, you're going to chain up 3. This is row 4. And then go into the shell with a shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 1, go into the middle of these first 2 stitches and place a single crochet, chain 5, single crochet in the next space, 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 then chain 5 and single crochet into the very last space in between the last 2 double crochets, then chain up 1, go into this shell with a shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets, and then go into the very last stitch with a double crochet. So we should have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 loops in the middle, those small loops. So chain up 3 for row 5, turn your work, place a shell in the next shell, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets. So after your shell, you're going to chain up 2 and single crochet in the very first loop, chain 5, single crochet in the next 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 loop. So after this, you're going to chain up 2. Now you should notice that the loops are now 6. They'll keep reducing every other row. After your chain of 2, you're going to go into the next shell with a shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets, and then go into the very last stitch with a double crochet. This is what you should have. And now for the next row, you're going to chain up 3, turn your work, place a shell in this shell, a shell is 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets. Then you're going to chain up 2, go into the very first loop with a single crochet, chain 5, single crochet in the next loop, 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 and that will be our very last loop, and then chain 2 and go into the last shell with a shell, and after this you're going to go into the very last space with a double crochet. So right now you should have a total of 5 loops created for this row 6. Alright, so now we are on row 7, sorry, not round 7, row 7, and we are going to chain up 3, turn your work, place a shell in the very first shell, so 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, chain 2, single crochet in the next loop, chain 5, single crochet in the next loop, chain 5, single crochet in the next loop, chain 5, single crochet in the next loop, and then chain 5 and single crochet in the very last loop. So you should have 4 loops for this row, and chain 2 and place a shell in the last shell, and then go into the very last stitch, which is a chain 3, and place a double crochet, then chain up 3, turn your work, place a shell in this very first shell, chain 3, single crochet in that very first loop, chain 3, sorry, 5, chain 5, single crochet in the next loop, chain 5, single crochet in the next loop, chain 5, single crochet in the last loop. So you should have 3 loops on this row, then chain up 3, go into the very last shell with a shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets, and then you go into the very last stitch, which is a chain 3, on top of that chain 3 with a double crochet. So for the next row you're going to chain up 3, turn your work, place a shell in the very first shell. So it's just a repeat of these rows. The only difference is the number of loops in the middle keeps reducing. So chain up 4, single crochet in the very first loop there, and then chain up 5, single crochet in the next loop, chain 5 and single crochet in the last loop. So for this row we have a total of 2 loops, then chain 4 and place a shell in the last shell, then go into the very last stitch with a double crochet. Then for the next row you're going to chain up 3, turn your work, place a shell in the very first shell, chain 4 single crochet in the first loop, chain 5, single crochet in the next loop, chain 4, place a shell in the shell below, and then go into the very last stitch with a double crochet, so on top of the chain 3. That's what you should have right now. And then you're going to chain up 3, turn your work, place a shell in the first shell, chain 2 and 2 double crochets, so after placing your shell, you're going to chain up 5, single crochet in that only loop that you have right now, and then chain up 5, and you're going to go into the next shell with a shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets. That's what you should have. And then you're going to go into the very last stitch, which is a chain 3. You go on top of that chain 3 and place a double crochet. So we've created that pineapple form, the pineapple shape that's going to be at the top of our bra cups. Okay, so for the next row, we're going to be doing something different since now the loops are finished. You're going to chain up 3, turn your work, and then place a shell in the very first shell, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets, so after placing your very first shell, you're going to directly go into the next shell and place another shell. You're going to skip over all the middle stitches and go into the next shell with a shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets, and then you're going to go into the very last stitch with a double crochet. That's what you should have. And now for the next row, you're going to chain up 3, do the same thing, place a shell in the very first shell, so 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 double crochets, and then go into the next shell with 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets, and then place 1 last double crochet in that very last stitch. So this is what you should have. And now for the next row, you're going to chain up 3, turn your work, place 2 double crochets in that space, then you're going to chain up 2 and then place 2 double crochets in the next shell. Then you're going to go into the very last stitch with a double crochet. Then you're going to chain up 3 and turn your work, place a shell in the chain 2 space, so 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets, and then go into the very last stitch with a double crochet. So at this point we are almost done with the upper part of the shaping of the bralette, because right now we are going to find a way of placing these bra cups at this level. So I hope now it makes more sense to you. we first work on the pineapple, then we attach it to these sections here. So I'm going to be walking you through the procedure to do that. Alright, so we're going to chain up one and cut our yarn. And we're going to put this aside. We're going to go back to the backups that we made. And we're going to do something different for them so that we provide a platform where to attach this pineapple. So we're going to go back to our 2.75 millimeter crochet hook for now. You're going to grab your yarn and reattach it where you left off with the backup. And we're going to be working a mesh stitch only on one side of the backup, which is the inside part that's going to be attaching to our pineapple. So you're going to chain up 5, skip 2 stitches, and in the third place a double crochet, then chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and in the third place a double crochet, chain 2, skip 2 stitches, in the third place a double crochet, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the third stitch, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the third stitch, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the third stitch, chain 2, skip 2, double crochet in the third. So we are going to continue with this process until we reach the top of the backup. So this is what we have, and you're going to chain 2, skip 2, and double crochet in the third stitch. So this is all for this side, and I'm going to do the same exact thing that I've done here onto the other side, but we've stopped on the very last stitch before the chain 2 space. So I'll chain up 2 and go into the chain 2 space just to be like sure that I've finished the stitches. So at this point I have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 spaces, and I'm going to chain up 1 and cut my yarn, and I'm going to do the same exact thing for this backup. So you should make sure you have the same number of spaces on both backups. So I'm creating the same exact loops as I did for the previous backup. So I have a total of 11 on both sides. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 and 11. And now I'm going to chain up 1 and cut my yarn. So this is what we have, and let me bring back everything. So we are going to do something different at this point. We're going to be attaching this and then introducing this part into the backups. So I'm going to count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, because you're going to figure out which part that you want to start with, because we have to attach our backups at this point, and then we introduce this part of the pineapple. So I've decided to eliminate the very first box, and then I'll be attaching all these others. So let me show you how to do it. You're going to attach your yarn, and then since I have 11 spaces here, I'm going to eliminate the very first box. That means I'll have a total of 10. That means I'll count off 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10 on the pineapple, the 10th row from the bottom. And then I'm going to attach my yarn here in the very first box. Chain up 3, remove my hook, attach it to the 10th row. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. Pull through this loop, chain up 3, and then go into the next space with a single crochet, chain up 3, go into the next row on the pineapple, pull through, chain up 3, go into the next space, single crochet, chain up 3, remove your hook, go into the next row on the pineapple, pull through, chain up 3, single crochet in the next space on the backup. So we are making sure that this pineapple is inverted. It's not facing the same direction as the backup. The backup is facing up, the pineapple is facing down. So after your single crochet, chain up 3, remove your hook, insert it into the next row of the pineapple, pull through, chain 3, single crochet in the next row of the backup, chain 3, remove your hook, insert into the next row of the pineapple, pull through, chain 3, single crochet in the next space of the backup. So you can see the effect that this is creating. Continue doing that, chain 3, remove your hook, insert it into the next row of the pineapple, pull through, chain 3, single crochet in the next space of the backup. So I'm going to continue that. So right now I have one space left here and one row left here, and the only thing I'm going to do is chain up 3 and then insert my hook into that very last row and slip stitch there, you pull through that loop and then chain up 3 and single crochet in that very last space of the bra cup. This is what you should have right now. Let me turn it upside down. Let me show you the right way it should be placed. And this is what you have right now. So we are going to do the same exact thing on the other bra cup. After this, I'm going to chain up 1 and cut my yarn, and now it's time to do the same exact thing on the other side. So I'll grab my next bra cup and then attach my yarn in the very first space here. Okay, I'll attach my yarn with a single crochet. Then I'm going to be attaching this to this. So chain up 3, remove your hook, count to the 10th space, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. Pull through this loop and chain up 3, single crochet onto the bra cup in the next space, chain 3, remove your hook, insert your hook into the next row of the pineapple, chain 3, single crochet into the next space of the bra cup. So we are basically doing the same exact thing as we did on the other side. So we continue doing that until all the loops are done. Okay, so this is what you should have right now, and we're going to do something here to close up this gap a bit. So all I'm going to do is chain up 3 and turn my work and make a single crochet in the middle of that shell, then chain up 3 and slip stitch onto the last space of the other bra cup. So I've tried to close it up a bit so that it's not so open, and this is what you should have right now. I'm going to chain up 1 and cut my yarn. I'll deal with all these strands later. Chain 1, cut your yarn, and this is what you have right now. So at this point we've placed our pineapple in the middle of the bra cups, and the other thing that we're going to do is to even out these parts. Make sure they're smooth and uniform, and then we shall start on the lower part of the bralette. So you're going to grab your yarn I'm going to be starting from this side all the way to the other side since I'm right-handed. If you're left-handed, you'll start from here coming to this side. So I'm going to just give it a row of half double crochets all the way from this side to the other side. I won't say around because we won't be working on the base of the bralette. So chain up 1 and half double crochet in each and every stitch. So I'm just placing half double crochets in each and every stitch of the buttock just to make it neat. So when you reach up here, you're going to place 1 half double crochet in the chain 2 space, then 2 half double crochets in every double crochet space, because these spaces will be longer. So you'll place a total of 2 half double crochets in each and every double crochet space. So 2 half double crochets, and then when you reach the corner of the top, you're going to place a total of 3 half double crochets in that same exact space so that you have a turn, and then go into each space between the stitches with 1 half double crochet. So I'm going in between the stitches. So we are just making the edges neat. You can see that. You can see how this looks like as compared to this side. So this row really makes your work look more finished and neater. So when you get here, you're going to place a total of 3 half double crochets so that we can turn to the other side, and continue to place half double crochets. So 2 half double crochets in each double crochet space, and then when you get to the buttock, you'll place 1 half double crochet in each and every stitch. So here we are. And now I'm going to go all the way down to this point. I'm going to go off camera and work up to here, and then I'll meet you guys when we're doing the downer part of the bralette. Okay, so we are back, and I did my row of half double crochets all the way around, and now we're going to be working on the downer part of the bralette. I went ahead to do a total of 15 chains on this side. So attach your yarn here and chain up 15 on this side, and then when you finish this side, don't break off your yarn, because still we are going to do a total of 15 chains. So after your 15, you're going to chain 2 and go into the 4th chain from the hook with a double crochet, and this time we are using a 4mm crochet hook for the downer part of our bralette. So you're going to go into each and every chain with a double crochet, So after your very last chain, after placing a double crochet in your very last chain here, we are going to go onto the body of the bra cups, and in the half double crochet space you're going to place 1 double crochet, and then in each of the double crochet spaces you're going to place 2 double crochets. So 2 double crochets in each of the double crochet spaces. So that's all I'm going to do until I get to the middle section. So we are kind of laying a foundation for where to place the design, the bottom design of the bralette, since we didn't have definite stitches at the bottom of the bralette. So after this, you're going to go into the middle section of the bralette. So 2 double crochets in the mesh part here, and then 1 double crochet here. Just find a way of evenly placing these stitches. If the space is too big, you place 2 double crochets. If it's small, you do 1 double crochet. So I've tried my best to evenly place them. Sorry, you can see that. And now we are going on to the other side, and I'm going to be working off camera for this side because I'm going to do the same exact thing that I've done here all the way across to this chain, and I'll meet you guys when I'm at the end of the chain. So after finishing this part of the lower part of the bralette. We're going to chain up 3 and turn our work. Then you'll skip 2 stitches, and in the third you're going to place a shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets. Then you'll chain 2 and skip a total of 4 stitches, and into the 5th you'll place another shell. So this is going to be the repeat for this row. Chain 2, skip 4 stitches, and into the next you're going to place a shell in the 5th stitch. Chain 2, skip 4 stitches, and into the 5th place a shell, which is 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets. So your work should look like this, and you're going to go all the way across doing this. Chain 2, skip 4 stitches, and into the 5th stitch place 2 double crochets, chain 2 and 2 more double crochets, all in the same stitch. So that's the repeat. So we're going to repeat this all the way across, and I'll be showing you what to do when you come to the very end of the row. So I've come to the end of my row, and I have 2 stitches left, and then the very last one. Just make sure you end with a double crochet, because we started our row with a chain 3, which counts as a double crochet. So you have this here, and you have this at the end. And now for row 2 of the shells at the bottom of the bralettes, that's the row that we are going to keep repeating. So you will always chain up 3 at the beginning, turn your work, and place shells in each and every shell. 1 shell in each and every shell, like that. Then chain up 2 and a shell in the next shell. So that's quite easy. You're going to go all the way back and forth until you get the length of the top that you need. And when you come to the end of the row, after placing this very last shell, you always place 1 double crochet on top of that first chain 3, and then repeat that same exact row for as many times as you want your top to be. So in between each and every shell is a chain of 2, and every shell is 2 double crochets, chain 2, 2 double crochets. Keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and do mine, and I'll be letting you know how many rows that I did for my top, and then we shall go ahead and do the finishing touches, which are the straps, when I come back from filling in this gap. Alright, so I did a total of 6 rows of shells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we are going to be attaching straps. You can see how our top looks like. That's how it looks like. And I'm going to go ahead and attach straps at this corner like that. I'm going to be attaching straps here, 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 and here. So these ones will go to the back of the bralette, and then the two at the top will go to the back of the neck. So let me attach my yarn. So you're going to attach it here in the very corner, like that, and then you're going to chain up 3 and double crochet below in that very space, then chain up 3, double crochet in between these two in that gap, chain up 3, double crochet between the two at the bottom. So that's all we are going to do, and we are going to do a total of around 20 segments for the top part. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 segments. I want a total of 20. So right now I have a total of 10, and this wouldn't be enough for me. $11, $12, $13, $14, and this is my 20th segment, and this is all I'm going to do for this side. Chain up 1 and cut your yarn. So this is how long the string is. Remember, it's just going to go behind the back, behind the neck, sorry, at the back side of the top. You're going to attach your yarn here in this next corner and do the same exact thing as we've done here, and then do the same thing at this point and at this point, and then at this point and at this point. I'm going to go ahead and do mine, and then I'll meet you guys back when I have that finished. Alright, so here we are, and I'm done with my second strap that's going to the back of the neck. And now we're going to do the same exact straps at these points, up and down, and also on the other side, up and down, and then I'll meet you guys when you have that. Alright, so I went ahead to attach straps at every point that I showed you, and this is how our top looks like finally. And I hope you guys liked this tutorial. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and make sure to subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a lovely week. Bye.